Well, hello. It's Rome 2 time, yes. We're back in House Julia, the next generation, and we're kind of at a little bit of a crossroads. I mean, obviously, we're going down here. We've got an army down here, and we've got another army following through Libya. Cyrenaica. Now, are they enemies? If not, they soon will be. To be honest, I'm tempted to just go through them in order to just, yeah, less things to deal with. You know, sort of, screw you guys, I'm going home sort of thing. I'm not going to call my allies to help, but I am going to just attack them. So we're going to attack them because they can't fight back. And obviously then we're going to make our way into this area here. Now, we're going to bring these guys here. As you can see, full-size army. And we're going to bring them up along the coast of Africa towards the likes of this area. Now, we also need to push these guys back through here. Now, you can see they don't have much movement left. This guy doesn't have any, so we're going to leave him there. There's across the river, so it will give them a little bit of an advantage. Not much, but a little. You never know. Stranger things have happened. So we're just going to see what goes on, and then we can start pushing back against the Armenians, move into here. We'll need like a double army to go into there. These guys, Macedon or Macedon, depending on how you pronounce it, personal preference, obviously. I don't know, I've always been kind of Macedon. I've always thought it should be Macedon, but obviously I'm not schooled in the Greek pronunciation with that regard, so there were limits to my education. Most of those limits were, in fact, me. But anyway, so we're just going to stay there. Now, obviously, you can see we're kind of rolling in the cash. The moolah is good right now. And the situation, let's have a look at our politics now. One thing we did have to do previously is, now we've secured loyalty. We don't need to secure loyalty. We've secured the loyalty. We've secured the loyalty of all of these guys now. So the House of Junior, the House of Sevilla, and obviously the House of Julia here. So Junior and Julia and Cornelia. So in that respect, we are relatively good. 10% chance to secede. We currently hold 39% of the senators. So those guys have quite a few as well. They got 28. So we're definitely the largest party with respect to it. And we are making an approach on Imperium level 7. So we will eventually get there. Now, obviously, there's this little area here which has been taken by Armenia. I would like to get one of these guys down here. Now that Apollonia has been retaken, and we've kind of thrown the Armenians off this section here, Sparta's back to normal. So we shall leave Sparta as they are, because we like the Spartans. And I'm going to leave these guys before they move to replenish their numbers. And then we're going to take them over. And we're going to go over to Rhodes. Oh, it looks like we've already got a Libyan army there, so it might be Libya taking Rhodes. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Obviously, the Canossians are quite happy over here in Herepna, being just Canossan, really. Not much else you can say about that, to be honest. Now, you've got this army here, another full stacker with artillery, and clippity-clops, of course. The most important aspect. Now, what I think I might do is I might tell these guys to come out here onto the water, paddle, no, not raiding, you fool, double time, and then bring them down to here, I think, because then we can drag them into the battle. So they'll be down in, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. And in the meantime, these guys, we can get them into here, like so. Another full stacker army. There we go, they're in. And we'll leave them there so that they can then come out of that stance when we move in. Now, obviously, we will have to end the turn soon. These guys are Libyan, they're fine. Alexandria will be next, so we can reclaim the likes of Memphis and Alexandria. And then essentially sort of clear out this peninsula here, or this area here. And then obviously hop over the water to the likes of these areas here. Now, let's see, because what we want to do is just send our spy around. Let's speed her up with a bit of spacebar there. And then we're going to send her up to there. So she's essentially going to clean the edges of the map there. Open it up to a little bit of understanding of what's going on there. Now, let's see. I have to say, I'm really... Rome 2 has become a firm favourite of mine now. Obviously, not a lot of people were very happy with it because of its sort of simplified, you know, configuration and the way you did things in the game. And yeah, I can understand where they're coming from. I mean, it does feel like sometimes Attila went the other direction. So let's go from undercomplicated to overcomplicated. And yeah, so Attila just didn't really do it for me. So, we're just kind of enjoying it, really. And I do have the Rise of the Republic mod as well. Sorry, DLC, so I could play it after this campaign. Now, this is something that I'm just enjoying this campaign. I mean, for those of you not aware, I've played this campaign through offline, not recording it, twice now. And, you know, in both campaigns, I've taken over the entire world, because that's what I do. So, obviously, it will be only a matter of time before the Macedons and the Germans and the Brits over here fall to my mighty conquering sword, which they know is going to happen.
We hunger for battle.
Oh, he needs an upgrade. Let's upgrade him. Does this gentleman need an upgrade? No, he does not, but he is a full-strength army. And everything is funky-doodle. We're okay with the money? Food. So... you got these guys from Parthia and Media Atropane and all the rest of it, which sounds like some kind of, I don't know, new technology greenhouse. Anyway, these boys are down here to start pushing back against them. So let's end the turn now. And find out what is in store for us. So there goes our spy.
All I ask is a treaty.
No. You're not having a treaty.
Can you not attack these folk? Your bravery in this would surely be worthy of a bard's song.
Yeah, screw it. Let's attack them. Keep the German Confederation on our side. And makes them happier. And also makes them a little bit more relaxed. Which they will need to be when we eventually attack them and take all their lands and kill them all. Because we're nice like that. Well, I mean, you know, this is a dictatorship, per se. Hiding under the guise of a democracy. But, you know, I suppose a republic. I don't know, is a republic a democracy? I suppose it is to a certain degree. So, anyway. I wonder if the Libyans are actually going to do anything. Oh, hello, it's the Caledonians. Now, fortunately for me... oh, God, this music is just so good. So evocative.
A treaty between us would please the gods and give our enemies much to think about.
Okay. What the hell? Let's have a non-aggression pact with the Canossians. We don't want to go and kick them in the knockers yet. Where are the Libyans going? Am I going to have to deal with them at some point? Here we go. Atropatene or Atropatane. Oh, the Persians are back. Oh, you dicks. I'm going to stop one of my armies. Which is just rude. See what I mean? And I really want to get in and get Alexandria as well. So, oh! Cultural differences present a challenge to anyone who controls foreign lands. However, encourage foreigners to accept your mastery. Cultural, okay, let's do inclusion. So they bribed me. Now, does that mean that this guy can't move? Now, let's see.
Ready for battle. Ready for orders.
Let's see.
Commander.
Let's just, there we go. So we captured them. And let's send this guy over to attack there before the Libyans get it. Which is what we're going to do. Actually, yeah, screw it. Imperium, hurrah! Now, we need to demolish most of what we've got here. Let's put in fishing yards. We'll put in an amphora factory. Let's see. 14 food. Jewelers and a mint. How lovely. We do like it minty fresh. And we'll put in a farming colony with, of course, fishing and a bit of thing for public squalor, because we like, who doesn't like public squalor? There we go. So we now have reclaimed Alexandria, and we have essentially stopped these gentlemen here from making any further forays and taking the areas of the land that we want to keep. Now, obviously, we've got additional forces coming down in this general direction. Hello, hello, hello.
At your command.
Well, precisely. Let's take him out of that movement rate. I do not like moving in that movement rate because it makes them partial to things like ambushes, which make me a little bit on the nervous side. Actually, let's send him in there to do that. Now, where is our lovely lady going? She is going all the way up towards Jerusalem and such like. So we're going to be looking to capture these areas down here and then possibly... see, the thing is, what I'm wondering is whether or not it's worth trying to take Persia out of the game. Now, granted, they're over there, so it's going to be a lot more than just taking the Middle East back. So it's going to be a bigger job. Now, obviously, the biggest threat to us right now is Armenia. Look at the size of them. They're flipping massive. And they're everywhere. So, it's something we're going to have to consider. And we're at war with them. They really don't like us. As indeed are the Persians. So, let's see if we can find some people who are not at war with us and don't have any trade. So, yeah, there's Parthia. They don't like us. Screw them, they're not getting our stuff. So, that stuff's being rebuilt. Memphis is next. We'll probably move those guys over from there to Memphis. And here is the Libyan army as well. As well as other forces coming into play. So let's see, because we want to bring an army here. Now here's these two armies here. Now what I'm going to do, I think, is bring an army down here. And then an army there. And then just leave them there. Now it could be they get attacked by 1.5 armies basically. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Because I want them to sort of guard that area. And sort of act on that little sort of outcropping. Until these guys who got ambushed recently obviously can move up there and get a bit closer. And then we can start pushing in on Armenia and this territory here. Pushing back against them at the same time as we're pushing through in the area of Egypt. So, up here, the Caledonians are going to be a problem. Now, we could conceivably move some of our friends down to here. like this.
At your command. Gathering supplies.
So we'll get them
Advance. Commander.
either side next to each other, and then we shall make a landing maybe there, or possibly near Calamodunum, modern day Colchester now. There's actually a road in Colchester called Calamodunum Road, or Calamodunan Road, so very nice indeed. Now, what we'll also then do is while we're there, in fact we'll use this one instead to raise forces. We'll reinstate a legacy of the 11th Hispanic and make sure that before we start recruiting we actually put him in there. So let's see, what can we get? Praetorian Guard. Well, I want a lot of Praetorian Guard because I do love those buggers. They are dangerous, dangerous fellows. 4 Legionary Cavalry. We'll put in more there. Let's see. I want some artillery. And I obviously want the Velites for their bits and bobs. Put in heavy on the go as well. There we go. And let's upgrade him to be the latest one. So in 3 turns, we'll have a new army in the Metacena and can deal with if we need to pull back from here because it gets a little bit messy. Plus, we want to have used this area as a jumping off point to go and say hello to the Caledonians, and would need more armies for the Caledonians because they have been a thorn in my side for quite a while now, and I would like to deal with those ginger hairy buggers. So, no racism, no racism there at all. So, but every single time I had problems on the coast of France, it was these guys who kept attacking me, constantly when I was relatively weak. Now I'm relatively strong, you don't hear a peep out of them. Imagine my surprise. So, it's time to end the turn. And we've still got a decent amount of money in the bank, so... controlled edict, okay. So it's not Alexandria. It's not that one. Ah, screw it, let's just do it. Screw it for the win. So there we go, making their way up to Jerusalem. And our other spy checking around all this area. Look at that. Yathris being sniffed out. Lilybaeum is ours. Syracuse is theirs.
Can you not attack these folk? Your bravery in this would surely be worthy of a bard's song.
Okay. Well, we're attacking them already, so yeah, well, we're at war with them. They don't like us, and might as well just kill them all anyway. So, you know, whatever. Aha, the Armenians are now up to something. Question is, what could they be up to? Oh, hello. Look, an Armenian clippity-clop. Ah, take that, you bugger. That's what happens when you try and poke me. And here comes another one. Oh, look, an army. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. They've got a relatively big army in Rhodes. But we could use our attempts. What's going on here? I actually read that as the Oranginas. I was like, no. Daragia, yeah, whatever.
One sacrifice is needed on the altar of our goodwill. I speak of gold, of course.
No. Sorry, fellas, you're not having our gold. We stole it, and you can't have it. We worked hard with many drips of blood of Roman citizens in order to take all the countries that we've pilfered off you. So, no, you're not having our gold. We earned it, it's ours. You can very politely sod off. And believe me, I mean that in the most polite and diplomatic way imaginable. You are cordially invited to sod off. So, let's see how that masterpiece of Roman diplomacy goes. Oh no, Nixumu has been damaged. Oh no, we've lost a general, and there's a food shortage in Rome. Oh joy. So, why is Rome always running out of food? Those bastards need to stop eating. It really is frustrating. So here we are, down here. What the bloody hell is it? I cannot see it for the life of me. That's because we're looking on the wrong bloody part of the continent. You steaming great numpty. So here we are in Roma. And see, that takes food. So we are going to deconstruct that and leave that as that. But what we will do is, now, what is one? Is it the Circus Maximus that's one of the victory conditions? Let's have a look. What's that one? Is it that one? Pantheon Colosseum. Oh. Bingo. Time for a Colosseum then, boys and girls. Now, obviously, that will reduce some of the... Oh, minus 12 food. That's bad. So, what are we going to look at options-wise? We can't really... I mean, we've been buying so much fish stuff, but you know what I mean. It's because I've done some upgrading and I've broken the careful balance that I've had. But we'll have to wait and see how it turns out now. Macamades is okay. Well, obviously, Syrian is building. Oh, we'll build another one there. So we may only have 7 turns in which to worry about it. See, that'll create more food as well. And then over here, we're creating more food as well. So we only have about 7 turns of it to worry about. But the point is we need to make the most of the opportunity while we can. So before he sneaks in and steals Memphis, we are going to attack it. Stab you in the head, sir. There we go. It's really strange because I prefer the campaign side of things so much more than the actual battles. I can't explain why. It's just the whole grand campaign side of things that I just find enjoyable. I think it's probably because I suck at the battles really badly, as you guys have probably noticed. So, this guy now can move up to here. So he's now in Alexandria. And he's down on 1 troop, isn't he? What can we recruit? Well, we can't recruit anything there because we're still... Oh, no, okay. Well, we can't recruit anyone because we don't have any ability to recruit in Alexandria. Let's have a look. Memphis. Can we recruit anybody? Nope. Race forces, nope. Go back to these guys. Can we recruit? No, we can't recruit any units either. Okay. So... there's the Cyrenicians, so those guys there at minus 43 and 6, so that's not great. These guys need to get in there, and they should then start writing the happiness with respect to those fellows, but we will need them later for dealing with these guys and moving down this way. So, in the meantime... a nice big Armenian army there, and then at your command. So I think we need to move this guy into here. Make haste, men. Our advance has been halted. And then this guy over to here. And then it's time to attack Nicomedia. And as you can see, we're not being reinforced by anybody, but we're doing a good number on them. So to hell with it. Kicked in the balls, stabbed in the neck. Because we're nice. So now, fortunately, because we've got decent amounts of money, we can build lots of things. So Nicomedia is going to be a primary location for basically raising troops. Now, we can send one unit that way and then one unit this way. But my concern is that obviously these guys here, because that's a big-ass army over there. A full stacker. Now, the Orangenians, that's an enemy army, so we got to watch out.
Ready for orders. March.
So we'll get these guys over here and then wait to see if those guys decide to do anything. They might cross the river and attack us generally. There's the Macedons, or Macedonians. And let's see. Let's go see. Oh, heavens. These guys are now suffering attrition. Joy and rapture.
To the ships.
Send these guys to here.
Ready for battle. As you command.
Damn right, as I command.
I'm afraid we cannot.
So they're going to have to make a double landing there. And then these guys here are in the process of building. We'll leave that like that so that we don't affect the food any further. Right, so we've got some skills. Legio 4, the 4th Legion. The fine fellows leading the vanguard of the attack in Middle East. See, they used to be like an upper Middle East, lower Middle East, all that kind of stuff. So, and we won't worry about the edict for the moment. There's our spy continuing to sniff out the fog of war. Like a good spy should. Thank you, Madam Spy. Your work is greatly appreciated. Oh, hello.
Bound by treaty.
Okay, stop doing that, otherwise I will attack you. And then that'll be the problem solved, won't it? At least they're persistent, I'll give them that. But it's like, okay, there's a difference between being persistent and being a pain. Because it's going to get to the point where it's like, I'm sick of having to respond. Every time you send over a diplomatic cable, well, not the cable, but a missive, or whatever they call it, a parchment, I then have to deal with that, and it's more hassle, and I'm trying to run an empire. Well, I'm trying to run the Republic, that you know what I mean. But the point is, I'm a busy man, and I don't have time to keep answering it. And it's going to get to the point where eventually my angriness, my patience will come to a sudden and what will turn out to be a rather violent end for the Macedonians. Oh, hello. What are the Oranginas up to?
One sacrifice is needed on the altar of our goodwill.
Why do they
speak
want
of
military
gold, of
access? They're
course.
looking to expand, aren't they? What's Cyrenaica doing there? Nope, sorry fellas, you can't go anywhere. Stay we put. So there you go, you can see the Libyans going up towards Jerusalem, as they obviously want to conquer certain areas. We may have to deal with them. I mean, granted they are a client state, but if they start honing in on where my territory is starting to move, I will get a little bit miffed. Getting to a well-balanced military. Let's have infantry recruitment, and the food situation is better now, which is good. And it will improve because we're still building more stuff. So, there we go. There's these fellas here. Now, they can... Let's have a look at... How's the army looking? See, the army's looking okay-ish. They're looking a little battered. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to send these guys down instead. And at the same time, we'll move these guys into Alexandria just to protect it against the likes of these Cyrenician gentlemen who are close to dying out anyway. They've got attrition on them from being at sea, and it's only a matter of time before they unceremoniously snuff it. So let's see, you've still got an Armenian army and a biggie out there in the sea. So we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out. Now, these guys here, oh heavens, look at that. Oh goodness me.
Commander?
Commander indeed. So, let's have a look.
Ready for orders. At your command.
Let's send him down to there. And then we'll send this guy, which is quicker. Pernicious, maybe? I don't know. Let's go to Pergamon.
Forgive me, but I cannot. The way is blocked.
Yeah, well, it won't be blocked for much longer. There we go. Pergamon is now ours. And we shall dismantle it accordingly. Put it in as a farm. We can keep that food level nice and high. These guys now have some skills that we need to deal with. We'll give him more commandery skills. We'll put in a good authority when leading a general. And a siege engineer. I think they've got siege stuff on there, haven't they? Yeah, they've got siege stuff. So you can now see them recovering their numbers, which is good. Now, let's see. Because we now have this area here. Start of the Armenian territories. So we can start pushing back against these guys, and you can see that one's going to fall soon. At the same time as we have these areas here, where we can then start pushing the guys down. And I think I really want this guy, once he's populated his forces back up, to make his way up towards Jerusalem, because I do not want the Libyans to take that. Now, if for whatever reason something like that does happen, it's very possible. Right, so let's go to Serene and let us raise another army. So we'll raise, whoops, go back. I think what I want to try and do is this guy, reinstate a legacy of the classic first. No. So we want to raise forces, reinstate a legacy. Here we go. So we'll go for the 8th.
Commander.
Stick them into there.
Duties, men.
And then start recruiting. So let's have a look.
Your orders.
Why can't...
Reporting.
That's strange. I can't recruit anyone there at all.
Ready for orders.
That's why.
Support.
Because I'd actually put them into the port rather than anywhere else. Oh, we'll have some
The great and glorious
lovely elephants. Some heffalumpery is required, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops, too many of them. But we will take some Egyptian archers as well. Look at that. Heffalumpery is required, ladies and gentlemen. Maximum heffalumpage. So, let's see. Because if... See, there's the Libyans there. So they are our client state. But I do not want them getting too big for their boots, is my concern. I don't want them taking Jerusalem, because I want to take that myself and then move up towards Antioch. So, But I don't want to move those guys out of there until they've recovered their numbers a bit. The same with those guys. Let's ignore the edict. Eventually, I'll go looking for the edict and I'll find the bastard. But for the time being, I'm not really worried. Go away! You are pushing my patience. And it will just come back to bite you in the arse if you keep doing it. But sadly, some people cannot take a hint. I guess they're just trying to, I suppose, you know, they are just trying to ensure their survival, but, you know, you don't really want to piss off Rome. Especially when we're the size we are. It could get extremely messy. Oh, hello. Welcome to Pergamon. Would you like to be stabbed in the face? Well, much as I would like to stab them in the face, it's probably going to have to wait until this particular AI section is over. And then that'll be the end of the episode. So we just need to follow through with this bit. As we've got to, you know, go to the end of the round and see what they're up to. Because they're always up to something.
We demand only a modest weight of coin. My master always looks kindly on him.
There's no way I'm giving you money. Not a chance in hell, sunshine. Now these guys are still sailing like a mofo over to Africa. Oh look, it's the Persians. Meet the Persians. Well, we will soon enough, and then we'll just have to kill them all. Slave have escaped in Nicomedia, and that's where we're going to leave it for this rather longish episode. Thanks for watching, boys and girls. See you next time.